me and you can meet the same girl, and basically, like, if I act feminine, you act masculine, we'll get two different versions of that girl in front of our
She'll
faces,
call you a
bro.
friend.
Yeah, yeah. She'll be like, "Hey, bud."
Hey, bro.
Your ass will be like, "Bring them leftovers over." Like, okay. Like, bro.
You'd be like, "Where you going?" She'd be like, "Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it." She'll call you. Don't worry about it, bitch.
Hello. How y'all
What's
doing,
good?
YouTube? It's the 9th Floor Reacts yet again with your host, Jay Chillin' and Yo E.
What's good, bro?
Y'all make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and come to the 9th floor so you can learn game the right way. And today, man, we're reacting to a very popular self-improvement YouTuber. His name is Hamza. So he's giving some great advice. And the video that we're going to be watching today is called Why Men Are More Feminine Than Ever. And before the video begins, man, I just want to get your take. Do you believe that nowadays men are getting more feminine? And why do you believe men are getting more feminine?
Yes, I believe they get more feminine, and the reason why I believe so is because life is easier. There's so much. We've made so many things easier for us to do. So there's no reason to want to go out and be masculine. If I can just order Uber Eats versus having to go hunt for my own food,
Right.
it's like it's reverting back. The reason why masculinity is important is because back then it was for survival.
Mm-hmm.
You had to be masculine because of life or death. If you take out life or death, there's no reason to wanting to always kill, because it's like, I'm good.
Do you think it's a combination between comfortability and shaming?
What do you mean shaming?
Like, modern society tends to shame men to have what people would describe as masculine opinions or masculine like traits, like, you know, they're assertive. They don't take crap from anybody.
I mean, I could see why people may shame people for being masculine, because it's kind of like the old way to do things. We got so much technology these days, so why you can't do this? I mean, it comes with it. If you're a true masculine dude, you wouldn't care. You're like, I don't care.
Do you think that even though things have changed so much, that women still expect like masculine men?
Of course.
Like the hardware is still the same. I mean,
yeah.
Software's still the same. The hardware, like society stuff has changed, but people are generally. I think we're the same as our grandparents, like deep down.
I'm telling you, one time, like, I'm a pretty relaxed dude. Like, I don't really get into confirmation, but one time I was in like a concert with with one of my exes, right? And shit popped off. Like, two people started fighting. It wasn't a crowd, like, it was a concert where you won't expect stuff to pop off. And at first, like, my actions took over. I just grabbed her and I protected her, like this. And it's like something that I can't change. I couldn't. My gut would hurt. Be like, all right, go.
Yeah.
I feel like comes to a certain situation, people revert
back to the general type of thing. All right, let's get it.
To impress his crush. Jessica, look, I'm in touch with my feminine side. Masculinity is so toxic. I hate Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate should be cancelled. It's okay to be weak. Jeffrey, what are you doing? Jeffrey! Have you given up your masculine birthright? Have you turned into a wimp? You do realize, Jeffrey, that no man will respect you if you're like this. Adonis actively tries to increase his masculine energy so that he can enjoy a beautiful, polarized relationship with Anastasia. He hears Jeffrey talking about toxic masculinity, and he chuckles. Jeffrey still has a lot.
Like what I said. That's exactly what the dudes don't care, bro.
Bro, no, I always think about like this. You're right. Most dudes that like kind of get the world, they just don't talk. They just kind of like do what they've been doing.
That's why people hate Andrew Tate. He's the first dude to talk. If you think about it.
Yeah, Andrew Tate literally could have just lived his life doing what he's doing and never been caught up in anything.
I remember when I first started learning about Andrew Tate, I was pissed. I was like, why the hell is this dude giving away the sauce? It's like, this dude need to shut up, bro. Why you gonna ruin it for me?
But like you said, it's polarizing now to talk like this, which is strange, man. Like bro. The thing I don't understand about like the weak dudes out there, right? Do you really think like telling a dude that's stronger than you to act a certain way is gonna make him do it?
He's gonna laugh.
Even if there's 1,000 of you in his comments talking about you're misogynistic, you're bad, you think he's like, oh, I'm gonna like because of what you say, bro. Like no real man cares about the opinion of another man if he knows what he's doing is right. If
it's working.
If it's working, yeah, he's gonna be like, shut up. Like, what the heck?
I need to do better as a leader to help him. Over 10% of Gen Z males consider themselves to be very feminine. A lot of guys don't even realize what feminine or masculine.
Bro, that means if we walk into a bar right now and there's 100 dudes in that joint, 10 of them are
energy is. So you might not even know if you are feminine. But understand this. If you are feminine, you will never dominate a woman. She will dominate you. Because if you are feminine, she has to be masculine. There has to be this polarity. Which means that if you are feminine, she will be in charge. You'll be like the little boy that she's looking after. You'll never dominate her like some other guy may have. When I tell...
Not me, bro.
Bro. And I was watching another streamer too, bro. He said, me and you can meet the same girl, and basically, like, if I act feminine, you act masculine, we'll get two different versions of that girl in front of our
She'll
faces,
call you
bro.
a friend.
Yeah, yeah. She'll be like, hey, bud.
Hey, bro.
Your ass will be like, bring them leftovers over. You'll be like, okay.
No.
Like, bro.
You'd be like, where you going? She'd be like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. She'll call you. Don't worry about it, bitch. Stay at home.
Like, man, gotta realize, bro, it's like the polarity of the situation is like, while men and women both have masculine and feminine traits, it's a majority versus minority type of thing, right? You might like me, I like skincare. That doesn't mean I'm not a dude. It means I just like caring about my skin. You might have like a feminine trait that I might not like, but you're still overall a dominant man.
I like clean aesthetics in my room.
Yeah, you still an overall dominant man. Just because you like a room clean doesn't make you a girl.
The thing is, guys have to understand is, we're not saying do this. We're just saying, look at the perspective of things. If you act a certain way, don't complain why you're not getting girls.
Yeah.
That's it.
If you act a certain way, you can't be mad if the girl you're talking to acts the opposite way of you. She's not going to copy what you're doing if you're acting opposite to her. She's just going to be like, oh, he's acting like this? Okay, I know how to act. That's how most people do it. If you're dealing with a dominant girl and you're a dominant dude, you're eventually just going to go this way, or she's going to have to go this way.
Somebody's going
to have to go under the other person eventually.
Yeah.
That's why those relationships always end up toxic, because for so long both sides don't want to move. It ends up toxic, but they like each other. It's like, yeah, man.
Men this, what it means to be feminine, which is submissive, or what it means to be masculine, which is dominating. Suddenly they start paying attention and they're like, oh fuck, okay, my new goal is to become more masculine. How do we do that? Well, first of all, why are so many men so feminine to begin with? Well, you can take one look around, look at the media, look at the movies, look at everything, look at the bullshit conditioning, look at the feminization of the education system. You go through school and you're taught to sit still, cross your legs, squeeze your nuts in, and not to act like a boy. The teacher's the fat, female, obese teacher sees you and your friends pushing each other in the grass, and she'll start shouting at you. You've been raised to be feminine.
Bro, did you ever like? I'm glad, bro. I think our generation is the last fighting generation. Like the one where like the boys in school would like just fight for no reason and then be homies at the end of it.
Do you know in high school, in middle school, we had this game called, no, I ain't gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. It was called Spread, right?
Yeah.
It's called Spread. The point of the game was this big green wall.
Yeah.
We have a tennis ball and we have a line. The line will be like at least 5 feet away.
Yeah.
In that line is like a zone. You're able to get hit. So you take the tennis ball, you throw it at the wall. And if you catch it, you can throw it again. If you catch it and fumble it, you have to go touch the wall and back. So if you go and you fumble the ball, I pick it up while you're going touching the wall. We get a smirk, dude. And it was just like, and this, our principal be like, oh, here you go. Here's the ball.
Bro, that's what I'm saying.
It was just like,
bro, me and my friends would literally just be in class, just like pushing each other, like messing. And then the teacher would always be like, stop fighting. We were like, the teacher's like, we're friends. We're just having fun.
Our principal would just roll out the ball. Okay, go play. And it'd be like, and we're always laughing. If you get hit, like, let's say someone got hit in the nuts. Everyone's like,
bro, like back in the day, man, you could literally, like nowadays, I remember my sister would tell me about it, bro. Like, they just have to sit there, get there studying. There's no jokes. There's no horse playing. I'm like, bro, like, I feel like dudes are gonna reach a breaking point. I personally believe.
It comes out in weird ways at a weird time.
Yeah. Like, if you don't let dudes healthily, like, have fun. Like, I say like this, dudes create and destroy things. That's like the masculine imperative. Like, if you don't let that destructive energy out,
it's gonna go somewhere else.
It's gonna go somewhere else, and it might go away where you don't want it to go, man.
feminine, because that is the way to be successful in the school system. The ultra masculine boys, isolation, detention, juvenile detention centers. And you might think, oh yeah, but those guys are really bad and stuff, but like, they needed our help. The true masculine men, the ultra masculine men, are either in some detention center or in prison. And you might say, yeah, well, you know, they're criminals and stuff, but they needed our help. They needed a good system that developed the healthy parts of their masculinity, that created a life for them where they didn't need to lash out. But you want to know the real reason why so many men are weak and feminine? It's because we've been living in the good times. We've been in the good times for a while. It's safe for a lot of people for a long time, right? Maybe not so much now, but for a long.
Do you want to read a fact I read the other day?
What?
You know, this is the longest period in human history where there hasn't been a global war between superpowers.
Yeah.
The last longest time was 100 years.
There's no need to be masculine anymore.
Actually, we haven't even hit 100 years because World War II was like, what, 1940 something?
Well, there was the...
Was there a war at the
yes,
Afghanistan war? Oh, yeah,
no.
the Afghanistan war.
Even before that, it was the Vietnam.
Oh, so we've always kind of been in war then.
I mean...
But not recently. Not like a globalized one that America's evolved in, though.
Yeah, between like the axis of power, of course,
yeah.
It's different, but it's just more like countries... You know, there's always been civil war, but like... A war that affects everybody.
Yeah, a war that affects everybody. We have not had that during a minute.
Long time we were in the good times, we were in the safe times, and that's how you've been able to see the development of weak people having a voice, because that's never been a thing before. Weak people don't deserve a voice.
Pause that. Like, speak back. Look at the war in Ukraine. All that bullshit that's going on.
But we're literally social media in a war.
Isn't that crazy?
You literally got the president taking like photo ops and doing. I'm like, what is going on?
People are dying. People are like, their whole life is being. Not trying to say anything controversial, but like that war in Ukraine, 50 years from now, it will see the lasting effects because it's not done. It's not done.
Bro,
I honestly, a generation that's gonna hate.
Bro, no, that war in Ukraine is not gonna end soon because it's very like because the way modern wars are fought now. Human beings are so digitized, like, I don't even know why we use human soldiers at this point. You're literally sending just dudes to die. You're sending dudes to places where they just bomb. You just get bombed over and like, why are you even sending people out there to defend it if it's just gonna get bombed?
It is.
And if you got your own bombs too, like, war has changed. It's gone from like people versus people to politics versus politics.
About who you know, it's more like networking.
Yeah, it's networking now, bro. Yeah.
Voice generally, especially in harder times when we're more about survival. But when you've had a really good time, prosperous time, and there's no war in the West, you know, actually in the home territory, well then it's time, you know, we may as well give that dickhead with low testosterone a voice, and you know, he's gonna shout about feminism and stuff, and he's gonna say that masculinity is bad, and he's gonna say that Andrew Tate is toxic. People like that who are convincing you to be a little bitch have a voice right now because they're safe to do so. The good times have been here, but they're over. You know, there's been countries that have been in turmoil, you know, for the last 10, 20 years. They haven't been well off. But the West has always been relatively strong and safe. And if we take one look at the UK, where I'm from, I don't live in that shithole anymore, but if we do take a look at the UK, the people there are cold. The people there are hungry. So is this not a third world country? Is it not? If the people are cold and hungry, that is a third world country. And I'm not saying, oh, you know, cold because the weather's cold. People can't afford the energy bill in the UK. They can't even afford their grocery bills. People lining up for food stamps and, you know, the food banks skyrocketing. People stood out in the cold hoping to get a loaf of bread in the UK. So when there are hard times like these, this is when you start to see the development of masculine men start to arise and actually being appreciated. When you see a man like myself telling you to become more masculine, become a stronger man. A few years ago, this was seen as a joke. I was seen as cringe, misogynistic. And now, very often, I see comments of people saying like, this is the most important thing in the world right now. This is life-changing. This is world-changing. The world.
It is, bro. It is life-changing, bro. Like, when you realize how important being a man is, after being like, because we look at the movies, the media we grew up on. Mm-hmm. I think they call it red pill rage.
Yeah.
It's called red pill rage because you're angry for the fact that from majority of like your adolescence, you were told that what you're doing was wrong. Yeah. And then you figure out, well, people like it, they just don't want to say they like it. You're like, why'd you tell me to do this if you actually liked it? You know? And with that UK story, man, I think it's going to come to America too.
Well, yeah, but you're too focused on publicity and everyone is like stargazing.
Bro,
they always focus.
America, bro, it's gone from being like community to everybody wants to be like the best looking perception. It's like, bro.
Yeah, just like.
Like, bro, it is dumb as hell.
But one thing he did mention, which is when times are hard, there's no food, no nothing. And you find somebody that's able to provide, make something out of nothing.
Yeah.
That is way more valuable than someone who.
It's gonna get tough because if you've been a bitch your whole life and then life gets hard, what are you gonna do? What you gonna do if you gotta protect you and your girl? You're a little bitch, and then some dude just kicks the door down. It's like, I need your food. Give me your food.
And your wife looks at you like, what are you gonna do, nigga?
Yeah.
You're looking at her like,
I don't know what to do. Let's give it.
We're equal.
Like, bro. You know, baby, we equal. We some feminists over here, man. Let's both fight. Like, come on, man.
Needs more masculine, strong, hardworking men. That's a common sense statement, isn't it? And yet, it feels a bit toxic to say that. The world needs hardworking, strong, masculine men. It seems like I'm slightly at risk for saying that. It seems like I could potentially be cancelled for saying that.
Isn't that insane? You can't even say, hey, bro, hey guys, we should be stronger so we can protect our women better.
No.
We'll be like, no.
We're gonna get
bro,
canceled, bro.
You know what the main thing I hate about nowadays, bro?
Yeah.
Shawties will run off basic things that every human being has as a way to like say they're human beings. Be like, I got a car, I got a job, I got a house. I'm like, hey, good for you.
That's everybody humans. Everybody should be like
that.
You're
an adult. How does this benefit make me a better man so I can treat you better?
That's what goes back to the topic when I say, oh, these girls out here think they're the wifey type, but they're not.
Like, bro,
they're not.
Just because you got bread doesn't make you a wifey. I'd rather take a broke shawty that has no money. You know, she got some hobbies, but she's a better mother and a better wife than a boss babe that's making $100K a year and we get to go on vacation whenever we want. Like, what the heck?
That's what I'm saying.
I don't understand why it's so hard to like accept, bro.
They have value, but they don't bring anything to the table.
I think you know what I think it is? You know why I think feminism works?
Yeah.
Because women hate to admit when they're wrong.
Why the hell would a woman admit when she's wrong?
Like, imagine you're a woman, you committed 20, 30 years of your lifespan to working, getting money and all that stuff, and then a dude like us is like, hey, we don't care about that. Okay. Wouldn't that mess up your whole cerebellum? It's the same for dudes too. Imagine you're a simp. You've been simping for women your whole life, and then I come to you like, hey, bro,
this is easy.
You should do this over this. You're gonna be like, no, simping's worked for me all the time.
I got one kiss.
Like, you're gonna be like, yeah, man. It's, oh my god,
because
bro.
the big companies who own the internet, who decide whether or not we have free speech, well, they've been developed in the good times, and so they still have those values. You know, feminine values of cooperation and friendliness and political correctness and stuff, because they've been able to afford those values whilst we've lived in safe, nice times. Things are changing. Even though the title of this video is that men are more feminine than ever, I'm actually beginning to realize that this is not the case anymore. I think 6 months ago, 1 year ago, this was 100% true. But with the global message that's being now spread by men like myself, like Andrew Tate, young men are waking up. We're realizing what it means to be a man. We're realizing that we want to become masculine. We're realizing that this bullshit conditioning that we went through that told us to be weak and submissive and feminine, that was going to be good for us or society, led us to want to kill ourselves. We realized that there is some evil propaganda out there that
my biggest thing, and I will stand by it till probably the day I die. Girls ignore dudes they don't like, and they act like they do not exist. I see it all the time.
And what is the type of man most women ignore? It's the weak. It's the men that are just like them. The weak, submissive, head down, arms crossed, slouching, out of shape, scared to speak ass men, bro.
And I say this. I mean, call me a Lorax. Speak standing up for them. I say this. I used to be in a place where, like, back in college, where I wasn't viewed as. I wasn't. I was them. Yeah. I knew exactly how it feels.
Every dude's been there, bro.
Every dude's been there. You know exactly how it feels. And I hate when girls say this, right? I'm not trying to say this is versus men versus women. This is just people in general. I hate when girls say this, like, oh, there's no good men out there. All men are shit. All men are this. I'm like, I understand, and you're right. Men are assholes, but you got to finish your sentence. There's no good men out there that you want. There are good men out there.
There are men that are out there that are willing to go from 9 to 5 every day. They come home to you. They only deal with you. But the men that women truly want are the men that are so incredibly rare and unattainable that they will lose an arm and a leg to even get a fraction of their time. Now, well, every woman accept it. They want it, but they don't need it. What they need is the good dudes that do the 9 to 5 stuff, right?
You're fed. You got a roof over your head.
Yeah.
You got beautiful kids.
Yeah, like, and I think in general, right? I think what's going on is that because the perception of women and men has been like so toxicized by like the internet, I think most average women do end up with average men and they're content.
That's fine.
But with the internet and everything, it's kind of like messing up that middle class, because now men are like, oh, all women just want to do that at the top, and all women are seeing men like, oh, all dudes just want to like fuck everything that walks, which is true. But most people just settle. Most women are like, you know what? I'm not going to be able to get that basketball player. I'm cool with this dude just taking care of me. And most dudes are like, you know what? I'm not going to be able to actually afford having like 4 or 5, 6 shotties. Let me just be cool with the one that I got.
And the thing is, just don't complain. That's all I'm saying. Just don't complain.
Yeah, that's another thing that's rising too. People will sit there in bad situations, complain, and refuse to change them. It's like, shut the fuck up.
Just take what you got and keep it pushing. If you a dude who said, okay, I'm not really out here trying to get 20, 50 girls. I just need one girl. Then don't complain if all the other girls don't want you. You be happy with that one girl that you get.
Yeah, you gotta be. If you say you only want one girl, that's why I hope people that dudes that say monogamy and all that stuff to a very high standard. Like, okay, you want this one girl, right? I better not see you say or do anything that goes against what you just said, because I'm gonna look at you different.
Stay with that one girl.
Yeah, stay with that one girl. Don't complain. If you want to find a new girl, leave it like that. But I don't want to see you with more than one girl ever.
And same goes for girls. If you say you want that top dude, that top G,
don't complain.
Don't complain if he just pumps and dumps you. Like, don't complain.
Don't be complaining if he's moving around all erratically, if he's always busy. This is the joint you wanted, right?
You gotta take accountable. We're not saying what is right, what is wrong. We're just saying.
We're basically saying whatever choice you make, stand on it.
Yes.
Stand in the decisions that you make.
Yes.
Because not everybody's gonna be nice to you and be like, oh, it's okay, you didn't know. Most people are gonna be like, you should have known.
Exactly.
You should have known what you were walking into.
Exactly. And just like, biggest thing is like, yeah, girls, just understand, like, you can do whatever you want to do. You're a human being. You are a person. But don't act like people should treat you a certain way just because of certain things. Facts. It is what it is. Take it on the chin. Keep it pushing. Facts. You can never make someone like you. Facts. Regardless of you, whatever you are.
Facts. On that note, man, after that sermon by Pastor E, we just want to say, man, y'all make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
And go watch our other videos too.
Oh yeah, we got different types of content. We got a podcast. We started doing reaction. We're on the road to 1K subscribers, so y'all be sure to sub up, leave your comments, comment, subscribe, all that, and come to the 9th floor so you can learn game the right way. Y'all have a good night. Peace.